We're not far away from the kickoff of this clash.
Certainly, it's going to be tough, especially on both the goalkeepers.
These conditions are absolutely woeful.
The rain's come to boot now.
I have not seen conditions this bad this season, that's for sure. So it's also Darcy Hall, big afternoon for him, I think. I'd expect to see Drake follow him round and really follow him wherever he goes.
For Salmon to try and get him behind. Interesting, as you noted, Drake following Darcy Hall. He started out at left back, so he does appear to have the tagging job, as it were. And he's got the ball now, but Gavin Hoy also has your flag starting on the right. You can already see the impact the wind is having on this game. It's a significant advantage Olympia's way in the first 45. They're going to want to take advantage as Drake looks to charge into the box. He's got a couple to deal with, gets around him, can he put a cross in? Straight to Wilson, but Zach Drake causing problems early.
Jeez, he's good, Zach Drake. To send it long, looking for Hall. He's got Drake up on him, helps Olympia win it back. It is running sideways. It is a horrible day for football.
Keeper and centre back, he sweeps it clear in the end. Nick Morton looks to control on the head, but coming over the top of him was the Canadian Drake. He wins it again. Then that early was well read by Drake again, though. He's a very intelligent player, always reading the intentions. In the Glynn direction, but it's well away by Brown. Drake storming it again. They've kept the pressure on them well, Olympia. Schmidt works it forward in the direction of that man, Darcy Hall. But he goes back to Kobe Kemp. He's immediately charged down by Drake and it put him off, and his compatriot Hoy is a great ball though. Like Farrell got to it and well read there by Drake, got in ahead of Hall. He's taken the points in that matchup early. It was a really intelligent ball too, but Hoy hadn't made the run. But Zach Drake, his class shining through early in this one. He's taken Darcy Hall completely out of the contest 20 minutes into it. He's barely had a sniff, and Drake's done a bit of attacking.
And just some 17 and change into the game. As this one's picked up from Hall. Inside Farrell. Forward for Hall, who's had Zach Drake following him around all day, no matter what side he's on. Hall on this one now. Drake looks to get a foot in. He does eventually.
Lovely piece of work from Lazinski over the top to Hamlet. He's in behind here. Hammer time, Hamlet getting across to deal with it was Farquhar. And he did just.
Morton. South to now to come back and try and do Farrell. Drake nips in. Back for Farrell. They collide. Comes out through Turner. Now Farrell nod to it. Gets by Hickey. They can open it up here now, South Hobart. From Darcy Hall is Turner. Flashes it down the side. Gillum misses it. Morton can run it. Just puts it into the path of Schmidt. He looks for Hall. Drake wins it. Hall wins it back. Now it's Schmidt again, who's kept moving on that right-hand side. Looking inside for Turner. Gets Drake instead, who goes to Hickey.
He shapes to shoot. Takes the little block. And Morton is denied brilliantly by Gillum.
Now to Farquhar. He gives it straight to Morton. This could be 2-1 in the blink of an eye. Drops it off for Lazinski. Drake comes in. Vandermeer nearly gives it to Lazinski. One of the great Falcons. Straight into the big ball dome. Boom! Oh, caught that right in the mush.
Before that, Zach Drake to the rescue. What an outstanding piece of coverage from the fullback. He has started this game really well, Drake.
He's got a point to prove. Puts it through. Stopped at the edge of the box, and then Drake scurries clear and is impeded in the process. Ball brings it down. Plays for Morton. Morton now with the wind howling. Tries to strike, and Rowan Gillum collects this one.
Oh, it's a typhoon like here at Darcy Street at the moment.
This is extraordinary, the wind that's coming through.
I think the roof's about to be blown off the grandstands. The goal kick carries nearly the length of the ground. Headed away. This is just going to be a nightmare. South Hobart to try and kick into this for the next.
It would be horrendous as it comes in from Morton. Nodded over from Lazinski. Drake will look to burst on a counter-attack now.
Gets his head up and shoots. Gillum makes the save. Well done by the young keeper.
Test these two teams as it comes over the top from Lazinski's head. Drake now on the side of Hall. Interesting. Along it comes. Farquhar first to it. Did well, the youngster. Gets it out. Good distribution too. After a desperate challenge. Hoy now. Dinks over the top. Drake's kept on running from that right-hand side. He's got Farrell for company inside. Finds his countryman in Hoy. Hoy has it taken off him by Brown. He lets it bounce.
Way, but Turner intervened well. Drake up against Darcy Hall. A couple of bodies hit the deck.
Scrappy stuff in there now. Just gets no nonsense about it and goes long and strong looking for Wazinski. Eludes him, and it's from Drake as Olympia inch down this right-hand side. So it's a nice looking one, but it's straight on the head of Schmidt. Comes for Drake. Zips about off his dome. Brown and then Schmidt and then Wilson. About 4 times within that first half. It is unpredictable.
Not this dead.
As it's played wide from Kemp straight to the Warriors. Drake, Hoy, they both had good first halves. Inside for Kemp. Over the top, Drake wins in the air.
Yeah, I see that all the time. I feel the contact to go down as Zach Drake, who's in left back at the moment, and he just charges forward, waltzes around Schmidt like he's a barking coach. Step over. Oh, brilliant for Drake. He goes down. The referee has a decision to make. He tells Galby just moaning he didn't make the run. Hoy in space, but the ball just floated in the breeze there and stopped. Looking a little bit vulnerable at the back at the moment, the Warriors. So Hobart have started this second half brightly. They've come out firing. All turns, play on, says the referee. Drake Morton might fancy this, but Vandermeer was strong and Drake is away. Release Nick Mearns instead. Wazinski gets cut out by the Canadian Drake. Oh, more fancy footwork from the fullback. Oh, more fancy footwork. Somehow keeps it in. Another step over. He's putting on a show down the flank today, Zach Drake.
Such a quality player is Drake. This throw comes from Lewis. Schmidt. Drake first to it. He's out of play. Drake and Hamlet colliding now. So interesting matchup there. Is it?
Most of this advantage, South Hobart. We thought it was going to be a lot tougher for Olympia in the second half, and so it's proved. Zach Drake drops it to Hoy. He's going to continue a storming run forward here. He does well. The two Canadians linking up beautifully.
It's a ball to the front post, rising high.
Left it for Morton, but he should be able to clear. Drake drops it off for Hoy.
Hey, Alfred has to tell you what, didn't muck around. Comes straight on and fouls Vandermeer. Dashes by a couple. Finds Drake. Back for Hickey. Just between Hoy and Schmidt. Schmidt into the back of the Hoy. It's won by Drake, though, as he lofts long. Looks across. And then Vandermeer looks to avoid a corner. And in the end, it's out of a Drake boot for a... Schmidt misses Walter with a short pass. Farquhar on the ball. Spreads wide, finds Drake. Drake throws the needle into midfield, picks out Freshman, finds Mearns. Now Drake looks inside. It's a long, powerfully struck diagonal. Under it is Farrell, has it to himself. Looking for Morton, just eludes him. Drake comes in with legs flying all over the place. Wins the ball, but gets a fair piece of Hess. And he's shown a yellow and a red. And that's the end of Drake's day. Adding, not injury to insult, but adding suspension to what has been a pretty dour game for the Warriors in the end. But it looked like a card for me. Yeah. We came flying in, studs raised. You're always going to struggle when that happens. If you get a piece of someone, you got to enter the book, and that's the end of Drake's day.